Whoever wins this match is going to be the loser because he has to go one-on-one against him.
I'm too old for this shit. It's surprising when you see. Who won? Wow, it's usually right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shane Marx, the revelation, with Nina Monet. My goodness. And they're in rare form today, you can tell. Oh boy. Talk about the green monster. Shane Marx having caused more destruction in the history of the show that I've seen in a while. Like,
you love that. You love that. I love that. I love when she's happy. If she's happy, I'm happy. You're gonna be real happy when I whoop this boy too.
Oh, I'm gonna be real
You're gonna
happy.
be real happy.
Shane Marx is here in the absence of Casey Kincaid. Casey Kincaid set
We did not mention
with
his
an
name.
endeavor
No.
with Mr. Hardcore as he fell victim to Shogi Karai at the hands of Kevin Keane.
I was stunned. I was completely the revelation Shane Marx, who, man, the damage, the sheer damage that he did coming in. And ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be showtime right here in BACW. Get ready for a duel of the power. All I can say is this is gonna be straight up power. And Jack, you know as well as I do that these two are gonna pull out the power moves, but they're also very good technicians.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you remember, Shane Marx and Tony James, they have done battle in the past, and now they're set to do it again here in BACW at Fan Appreciation. You all are in for a special treat. Expect a Mac Classic, ladies and gentlemen. Shane Marx, always a pleasure to watch. Tony James, always a pleasure to watch. You can't knock Shane Marx. You question his motives and everything else, and I question him too. You cannot deny that he's a great competitor. And Tony James, again, a man who's proven himself here in BACW, going to the finals, going the distance in the Mr. BACW tournament, doing battle with Casey Kincaid in the match that could have gone either way.
It was close. I mean, that was down to the wire. And you gotta, I mean, you rarely see people take Casey Kincaid that far. And you know, of course, Casey Kincaid not the most liked in the locker room. Casey. Oh my, ladies and gentlemen. Shane Marx and Tony James studying each other right quick. These two have battled before. Tony James has to be somewhat familiar with the mind of Shane Marx. Shane Marx is comfortable getting to a methodical pace. And you can't allow Nina Monet to provide distraction, but sometimes
Tony James wants to avoid the running knee. He wants to avoid that knee to the temple. That is what seals the deal. If he can avoid that, his chances of winning this matchup and avoiding heavy damage will be highly probable in that case if he can just avoid the running knee. That running knee, I mean, that just spells end of match. That just spells danger. Anyone, no one kicks out of that running knee. What do you think, Sean Styles?
That is the best way I can describe Shane Marx to me. Everyone's seen Shinsuke Nakamura and that Boombaye. It's just as devastating.
It is devastating. It is, and we've seen it. We've seen how much damage it can do to even some of our top competitors: Fred Yehi, V. Melvin Bell, the California Kid, all of them. We've seen what it did to Kevin Keane. We've seen what it did to everyone. He is that running knee is just, it's like being hit with a baseball bat, like with no protection. It's awful. And as we continue, and Shane Marx has control. Shane Marx with control here. Side headlock right there.
Side headlock by Shane Marx. So far, this match has been This is the first move. This is the first move. Shane Marks taking the first move on Tony James. Snapmare, and Shane Marks are implementing his strategy, working ahead, and then also trying to get into the head of Tony James, trying to frustrate Tony James into making a mistake, because he knows if he makes one mistake, that is where Shane Marks capitalizes. That is where Shane Marks says it is time to go to school. And you do not want to get Shane Marks on the rails. You don't want to get him on the rails early in the matchup, because that's when you're in trouble. That's when you get down by points. That's when you go down by touchdowns. That's when you go down by bases. You don't want that with Shane Marks.
Definitely not, Jack. And I mean, we've seen Shane Marks just find all kind of ways to slow the pace down. But Tony James keys in on that arm. Look at Tony James go to work there, getting that wrist. Shane Marks is, of course, look at this right here. Tony James.
This is where the knowledge of Shane Marks comes into play. He's been around the world, wrestled from probably every promotion out there. He knows every trick of the trade. He knows the counter to your counter.
Very unique maneuver there, ladies and gentlemen. His feet are on the ropes, ladies and gentlemen. They're calling for a break.
It's like a Lemon Straw arm drag of sorts, and it was beautifully done. Kind of almost, we've seen people go into Lemonster Cradle, which is also a way to get a pinfall as well, which is, I mean, of course, Sean Styles, of course, is our resident scientist when it comes to the moves. Love this guy. And ladies and gentlemen, as we watch the action here, look at this right here. We also want to remind the folks to definitely check out the GWC Facebook page. We're always there. If you have any questions, submit it to us. Please subscribe. You're watching BACW right now. Great action. And definitely a showdown fans' choice.
There you go. Show them what power.
My goodness. Nina Monet. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that side headlock.
Side headlock takedown right there by Tony James. He locks it in, ladies and gentlemen. There's another rope break. Another rope break, ladies and gentlemen. Shane Marks getting out of the ring.
Ring awareness. Shane Marks is probably the best that I've seen at ring awareness.
Two! Let's bring it back in the ring, Shane. Three!
With that in mind, he is never at a disadvantage.
There's Tony James.
James taking the same strategy going out the ring. He's coming at Shane Marks. He's tired of Shane Marks going on the run. And Tony James out of turn to take the fight to him, but I think I'm very, very convinced in my faith that Shane Marks is using this as an opportunity to get into the head and into the mind of Tony James, trying to get Tony James to get overzealous and thus making a mistake so that Shane Marks can capitalize, take the advantage, and get the match along the way in which he wants it to be.
Indeed, Shane Marks is all about control. Shane Marks is always about control. As we get ready, test of strength here. I don't know if this is a wise decision, but Tony James is fairly strong. I mean, but to the degree of Shane Marks' weight advantage, and
there it is right there.
the brains of Shane Marks. Go ahead and put this out there.
Headbutt by Shane Marks.
That runs in the family.
Headbutt by Shane Marks.
And Shane Marks, he gets in this methodical pace and just starts slowly just dismantling his opponent. Those back elbow shots.
It's not what Tony James wants. Shane Marks with that haymaker.
Indeed.
Right on the chin of Tony James. Tony James. Shane Marks. And Shane Marks takes the first big hit of the match, ladies and gentlemen.
A little Bam Bam Bigelow, if you don't think so.
And if anybody could take
Oh!
Suplex by Tony James.
Not many can do it.
And Shane Marks now taking a blow in the small of the back.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen.
His elbow right to the eye, but right on that eye socket, that
Over
bone.
the bone.
Oh my. Right there, devastating.
To the very, very picture-perfect, well-executed leg drop right across this esophagus area. And Shane Marks just out at one as he sensed danger. Tony James.
This is a different Tony James.
Yeah.
If you remember in his previous matches, it's always high speed, high impact. This is more methodical. This is more of his evolution.
Tony James using his head, taking his time, making sure not to fall into traps and just carefully executing damage. Making sure that he does not make too many mistakes here, because mistakes is what Shane has. Look at this right here. Scoop slam right there.
One mistake with Shane. If you miss it,
One count
it's
only.
game
One count
over.
only.
Indeed, avoiding mistakes. The same could be said for most of the BACW roster. The most elite group we have in the GWC, they are on par with professionals and anything you can imagine. These are people who hone their craft. And if you're watching at home, you always send us messages.
Do you see what Tony James is doing? Tony James put one finger over one nostril, restricting the air of Shane Marks. Very, very wise maneuver, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure if you caught it.
Yeah, you have to take it where you can get it. Even in the face of borderline legality issues, you have to take it where you can get it.
Wrestling, do not make a veteran.
Tony goes flying into the turn post off the side. I hope he didn't catch all of it, because that would be a shoulder dislocation right there. And of course Shane Marks taking advantage immediately.
Exactly. And that is just what I was saying.
Look at this right here.
Here you go.
Look at that.
It is time.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is just what I foreshadowed earlier in this contest, ladies and gentlemen. This is Shane Marks. This is what you want to avoid. Tony James got Tony James got overzealous, and as you saw, he ran right into the ring post. Shane Marks just evaded the attack.
This is what I like to call the mark of death. When he said it's time to go to school, it is the mark of the end. There is no coming back. You better pray to whatever God you believe in, because you're in for a hell of a ride.
Goodness, devastating shot right there.
Shane Marks dissecting the arm of Tony James.
This is a man who is focused on maiming his opponent.
Remember what he did to
It's awful. Just I said that injuring Marco, limbs. He focused on limbs.
Remember what he did to Siler Cross. Remember what he did to Adrian Arnold. Avenging the loss of the Tenacious 12.
How can we forget
Hammerlock.
Shane Marks is
Oh, that was nasty.
laughing in delight in Monet?
This Genesis group is a very, very dangerous unit.
Bye-bye.
Look at this right here.
Bring it back in.
Shane Marks.
And many people may argue that Casey Kincaid is the dominant force of this group, but you have to look at what Shane Marks is capable of. Shane Marks, when he gets to this level, it is without it. You can't doubt the fact that he's nearly unstoppable.
It's almost as if Shane Marks being the powerful cornerstone of this group, but Casey Kincaid, you can't knock him being the scientist. Casey Kincaid, the destroyer. He's the president of the Violence Party, as he so calls himself.
And that what makes Genesis such a cohesive unit. They play to each other's strength. Shane can brawl with you. Shane can out-wrestle you. Casey will take you apart with every scientific move, from the Anderson to Flair.
They call him the Grizzly Trade.
He's the master. This guy reminds me of Grizzly Smith. He reminds me of a mean Ole Anderson. Casey Kincaid is the perfect combination of technique and ferocity. That's why he may be the one to take the title away from me. Fighting back. This is your chance. If you're gonna make it, it's right now.
Oh, he's got him wrong.
Small package by Tony James.
Shane Marks immediately on double X handle.
Right back up is Shane Marks. But the damage has been done to Tony James, because even inflicting that small, even utilizing that small package cradle, look at what you have to do with that small package cradle. That's not just your legs, that is both of your arms to try to secure the hole for the 3 count. And that right there was more than enough to even do more damage to the arm of Tony James. That arm has has to be heavily fatigued at this point.
You think of
There it is.
during these wrestling matches, the ligaments that get damaged and the muscle fiber, all the damage. It takes a while to recover.
Modified chicken wing.
No. What do you belt right now, Tony? What do you say, man? No.
Tony James basically reaching for that rope, trying to get to that rope.
Oh my goodness! Oh no! When I say Bobby,
His side being able to utilize the bridge just for the sake of the fucking damage.
Did you see that? Did you see that, Jack? She just knocked his foot off the rope. My goodness, this is, I admit I'm amazed at Shane Marks' ability here, but my goodness.
bridging hammer out. It tears it. That's devastating.
Shane, and not to mention that Shane Marks is just a natural bully.
It comes to the territory. When you are the best, you have that right to bully the weak. It's the strong survival instinct of the world.
This is so wrong.
You have power, you will flaunt it, you will expose it.
No, not the ears. I'm surprised the official let that one go.
I hope you fans appreciate this.
We're 15 minutes into this matchup, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on.
Shane Marks now working
Two,
James. That arm is heavily fatigued at this point. I doubt he can throw with that left arm.
This right here, this is
If Tony James survives, he'll never be the same again the way Shane's working on that arm.
that ham hock right there, man.
Better than you.
That's just completely unnecessary.
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, Tony James with an overhead belly-to-belly suplex on Shane Marks, absolutely out of nowhere. Let's go into an instant replay.
My goodness, right there, that grapple, clasp, perfect, picture perfect, grab, lift, throw. Nothing but power, Jack. Nothing but power.
That's just like Rick Steiner used to do. Just catch you out of nowhere. Beautiful. Overhead belly-to-belly suplex.
Indeed, I'm starting to see the training, Tony James. I'm starting to see his training here, guys.
And as you know, Tony James has been the one to hit the big moves in this matchup. He did give Shane Marks a vertical suplex earlier, and now he gave him the overhead suplex at this point. And now here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Tony James now playing rock and roller.
This is his chance. He gotta go.
Vintage Tony James, here's the cover. 1, 2, 2.7, ladies and gentlemen. Shane Marks got the right shoulder off of the mat.
That was right, and he just got it, and
He has in his bag of tricks.
Tony
something
cannot
new,
let
something
up.
fresh, something devastating, or he's not going to get the win. Shane Marks is not going to allow it. His ego, his pride, everything he's worked for to this point is not going to let him be beaten by someone like Tony James.
And Sean, I'll tell you, the worst thing he can do right now is let up. Like he needs to continue to stay on the offensive right now. Like with Shane Marks, you have to stay on Shane Marks. You cannot allow him to turn the pace. You cannot allow him to control this. This could be bad.
Even if that's the mindset, it is hard to do. Shane Marks is one of them guys you cannot plan for. You only can do what he allows you to get done.
But as you all noticed, the story of this matchup, Tony James now relying on his legs. He's relying on his legs, and that's where you have to. That's where you have to dig down in cardiovascular conditioning. And now with a Northern Lights press suplex, ladies and gentlemen, 1, 2, and Shane Marks still gets the shoulders up. But now this is all about Tony James having to utilize his legs as he shot Shane Marks into the corner, ran at Shane Marks, had to drive his body into Shane Marks, lifting Shane Marks, driving a knee into the temple of Shane Marks. Tony James has to rely on his legs. He has to dig down deep. He has to dig down in every bit of cardiovascular training that he has put himself through to come out on top of this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. And we're about to see what's going to happen.
This is a war of attrition.
Thumb to the eye.
Did you see that? That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about with Shane Marks.
This is where his expert, his longevity in this industry comes into play. He knows when someone's getting ready to have it in their hand. He knows when you're going to think.
Wow! Look at that! What the? Oh my God!
that? Did you see Nina Monet? Get her from ringside! Get her away from ringside!
Nina Monet, did you see that? Nina Monet putting Shane Marks' foot on the rope. The official did not catch it.
This is why I said they are.
Did the referee see it?
Unfortunately, not. The referee
Did the
did not
referee
see
see
it.
it?
Official did not see it, but he was. But he's suspicious. He is suspicious. That's a good thing because now Nina Monet hopefully will be isolated towards.
Wow, look at that! What the?
Unnecessary. That was completely unnecessary.
Tony James had this match under wrap. As you just saw the instant replay, Tony James, element of surprise, nearly putting Shane Marks away.
The Ice Queen.
Oh my goodness! Cut him his hand. There's a spear. There's a spear. Tony James just barely gets the shoulder up.
Guys, it takes one distraction. It takes one distraction like Nina Monet, like I spoke of at the beginning of this match. It takes one distraction to turn the tables for Shane Marks. That is why you have to tune out everything on the outside when it comes to Genesis. Whether it's Casey Kincaid, Matt Hankins, Nina Monet, they're all distractions.
That's easier said than done.
It is.
They're always planning ahead. The next move is already set in motion.
No. Oh my goodness.
Oh no! DDT! Here's another cover. 1, 2. Tony James still gets the shoulder up.
That was
Shane
incredible.
Marks is shocked, but I can tell Shane Marks is getting pissed. Shane Marks wants to put Tony James away.
And this is when he gets dangerous. When he loses his temper, he's gonna break it.
I remember when I
He's looking to break it. Fujiwara arm bar applied.
in an interview once, Casey Kincaid mentioned that DDT these days is considered a cakewalk. What you just watched was amazing. Tony James kicking out of a real DDT there. That was not the cakewalk that many think it is. That's devastating.
This is a real gut check right now as Shane Marks is relentless on the arm of Tony James. Tony James is fighting for his arm. He is fighting for his limb.
Look at Tony James. Tony James, what will he do next? There's no way I just saw that. That was a key crusher.
1, 2, no!
We just saw
Shane Marks still gets the shoulder up.
That's incredible.
Somewhere in the back, Kevin Keane is pissed off. I guarantee it.
Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen Tony James hit moves before, but man, hitting a Northern Lights and now hitting the key crusher, this guy's
On the guy on Shane
pulling
Marks'
out, he's
size
pulling
and
out
shoot.
all
That
the
is
stops.
Unbelievable.
He's pulling out all the stops here. I mean, it's just
That's
incredible.
what you have to do to beat Shane Marks. You have to do what you're not accustomed to doing. You have to dig down deeper than you ever dig deep before.
Indeed.
That's a tongue-tying, twisting thing there.
Yeah, man, oh man, the concern on the face of Nina Monet here. But she, and as we continue
But the thing now is, with the key crusher, with a move like that, what else can you hit him with?
indeed, how do you stop Shane Marks?
Double underhook.
So far, most of his,
Tiger driver. Pedigree.
it could be any, double underhook could be many things.
Butterfly suplex. Butterfly backbreaker.
And there's so many options. Oh!
This is when the conditioning, the strength of Tony James.
Oh my God, he's done! Oh, that intensity! Tony James! He's still getting up! Tony James is still getting up! Oh my God!
Rings of Saturn!
No, look at this maneuver. Look at this maneuver. Oh my goodness!
Modified ring of Saturn!
A modified rings of Saturn. Who knew? Shane Marks just won by submission here at Fans Choice. Amazing. I have to give credit where credit is due. That was something.
Give them whole credit.
But you can't take away from Tony James.
He ate two of the most vicious spine moves I have seen.
Look at this. Oh man.
If there ever was a challenger,
Yeah.
ever was a top contender to steal the title, it is Shane Marks.
Look at that. That's unnecessary. Nina Monet and Shane Marks victorious here.
Shane Marks victorious in the absence of Casey Kincaid, who is dealing with his dealings with Mr. Hardcore. My goodness, this is a very, very dominant faction. Shane Marks, Casey Kincaid, Nina Monet, Della Vega, Matt Hankins, This is a very dominant force.
Are only preaching to the choir. No content to the church up the stairs. I hope you appreciated that match because I appreciated this and not the punishment. This Genesis thing is not a fly-by-night thing. It sure as hell isn't a flash in the pan. This is real. This is very real. You and everyone else in that locker room, I don't care if you took notes, but I hope you paid attention because mercy is never my option.
You heard it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Shane Marks the revelation after scoring victory on Tony James here at Fans Choice. It's amazing.
And you're welcome.
And you heard it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, my goodness, we want to thank you for tuning in this week on BACW. Man, oh man. And we'll be following up on the action at Fans Choice. We hope you'll continue to tune in, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time right here on BACW.